Let's talk about spirit animals. A spirit animal is an animal that reflects the traits, personality, and character of a specific person. A spirit animal will guide and protect you through a particular situation or throughout life. Master wildlife conservationist Ginny is speaking about spirit animals at the D.M. Hunt Library in Falls Village.
We do not choose our spirit animals, they choose us. So that's an important distinction for the Native American culture. There are many ways to have your spirit animal come to you. Mine came in a less reflective way, but there's many ways. So some of the best ways to do is to just settle yourself in a quiet place. It's sort of like meditation, just kind of let everything go, and somewhere you feel at peace, close your eyes and ask your totem animal to reveal itself. Of course, be very polite when you ask, then if you're in nature, which I feel is probably a pretty good place to go out walking in the woods or something and just kind of hang out and see what happens. Just imagine, if you're not there though, imagine yourself in a natural world. Maybe your favorite place, if it's a pond, a waterfall, a hiking trail, a mountain. If it doesn't come, be patient, because if you do believe in it, then I think your spirit animal will come to you. I'm always surprised how little people notice when they're driving to work or going to the store and coming back home. How few things they've seen. I used to, when I was growing up, when I was in college, and later when I had to commute, I would count my days in hawks. So it'd be like, oh, today was a 4-hawk day, which meant I saw 4 hawks on my drive, and my niece and nephew always make fun of me because when we'd be driving somewhere and I'd see a hawk, I'd say, hawk, hawk. So now they make fun of me every Christmas. They go, yep, and Ginny will be driving along, and she'll go, hawk, hawk, so they make, but it's not like looking at your cell phone, but if you're driving, hopefully you have a wide vision of where you're looking, and even if a hawk's up on a wire, you can kind of notice it's there. Notice the flowers, the plants. A lot of people, you'd be surprised how little they notice. It's a good exercise to do with your grandkids or your kids, to take them on a drive and then have them write down, what they saw, and teach them to be very observant, because most of us aren't observant enough, and we miss a lot of things because of that. So seeking the animal spirit, what Native Americans do when they are seeking the animal spirit, they do dream work, meditation ceremonies, they fast. Sometimes they're buried alive, not all the way down, but they're buried like up to their neck or something. I can tell you, a lot of them live in cultures where there's red ants, and that's probably not a very fun thing. I was just down home in Texas and I got bit by red ants, and I still have an itchy scratch 2 months later, so they have to be exposed to nature, elements, and of course a vision quest is something that used to young men at puberty would go on. Now I've been told there are some cultures that allow young women to go on vision quests, but it had been primarily for young men. And we'll talk about a vision quest. The youth consults with a medicine man to see if he's ready for the quest. So if the medicine man approves him, then they go to the sweat lodge to purify the body for the quest. They sometimes are chosen to give them power animals for their quest. That doesn't mean that will be their spirit animal, but they get given a power animal that might, whose strength or characteristics might reflect the character traits of the individuals claiming the power of that animal. Then the youth must fast for 4 days before he goes on his quest. So he hasn't eaten, he can drink water. And then he has to go to a site in nature that's chosen by the elders. Generally they put him within rocks that are about 10 feet wide. They have to sit in a circle and they can't eat, and they get a little water, and for a number of days until a vision occurs. Of course, sometimes a vision doesn't occur, and then the kid probably goes back feeling like a failure, but then he gets to try again. So. talk a little about when we're talking about representing animals or having them represent us, animism and anthropomorphism. That doesn't trip easily off the tongue, so I have to kind of look at the word to say it, but anyway. An animist is someone who does look at trees, rivers, plants, and animals spiritually, as they are spiritually alive, that they have a soul in nature and they have the ability to help us. They offer some form of worship to these spirits. So animism has existed for a long time, probably not with that name. Again, that was a moniker that was added later on by anthropologists, but it does represent that every being, every rock, every tree has a soul. Native Americans and their reverence for nature. We all know that nature and its flora, fauna to them guide them and sustain them. Unlike the colonial settlers who came in and just shot all the animals that they thought were going to harm them, or they just shot everything. We tore down all the trees. We just decimated all of our space. The Native Americans believed that they only took what they needed. And if they were hunting an animal, they would pray to that animal before they went out on the hunt. And once they shot the animal or killed the animal, they would ask for forgiveness and thank it for the bounty that it was given them. Now our settlers pretty much just shot and shot and shot. They would only take like the tongue and a little bit, maybe the hide, and then they would just leave everything else there. And they didn't even try to justify it and say circle of life, something else could eat it. They just really were just coming in and kind of decimating everything. So the Native Americans also believe that spirits in nature have the ability to help or harm. So there are good spirits and bad spirits. They offer various forms of worship to these spirits. If the Supreme Being lives and manifests itself in all creation, then they think nature should be respected and cared for. And they sought always to live in harmony with nature, and I think that's pretty true today as well. Even though some of them now live in abject poverty, I think pretty much they still respect nature and probably find solace in it, because that's one thing that's free, well, in some places. All right, so how many of you have recognizable spirit animals? Okay, Garth?
Wild boar.
Wild boar. Oh, wait a minute, let's see.
Does that mean you're boring?
It's a contradiction.
They're shooting a lot of those out of Texas and Oklahoma.
I know.
It's a very powerful totem. Stands for prosperity, spiritual strength, very organized, balanced, so it can be complacent, but it's fearless. Anybody else? Okay.
Coyote.
Coyote, oh, the trickster, huh? But not just the trickster. So coyote is the trickster, but known for its intelligence, its wisdom, its stealth, and its folly. Also known for its guile and its innocence. So, not a bad, they kind of get a bad rap because they get into stuff, because they like garbage and all that, but anyway.
Ginny arrived for her talk today with a shopping bag filled with toy animals and asked everyone to please take one.
So I want to go around and I'm going to ask you what animal you pulled out, and then I'm going to read to you what that animal supposedly represents. What did you draw? Oh, you got the albino zebra, right? Kind of. Oh, that was a little sad looking, I thought. Okay, a zebra has clarity of motion, individuality, balance, illusion, instinct-free, wild, communal, playful, and social. Okay, what animal do you have?
Horse.
A horse, there you go, that was mine, so let's see. Horse is speed, strength, and grace are the final qualities of the noble animal. It lived on this continent, before for thousands of years. They crossed over from Russia. and they're treating our wild horses very badly. That's a very sore subject with me. But anyway, quickly the American Indians recognized equestrian skills and became very good with a horse. Its spirit roams forever in the far reaches. Okay, what do you have there?
I have an affiliated woodpecker.
Oh, okay, I don't know if that'll be on my list, but let's see, it does have woodpecker. Woodpecker, sensitive, protective, devotion, known for prophecy, progress, determination, balance, and communication. That's pretty good attributes, right? That doesn't mean it's your spirit animal because you drew it, it just was a fun exercise. So what'd you get, Sandy?
Great horned owl.
Great horned owl. As a guide, the owl teaches us to see and hear past shadows, beyond fear and darkness, through to the other side that promises light, happiness, and knowledge. Okay, what's yours?
I think it's a mule deer.
Okay, deer, known for compassion, peace, intellectual, they're gentle, caring, kind, graceful, feminine, gentle, innocent, and a seller of adventure.
Oh, that's me.
Okay, what do you got?
Have a little
Oh, you got
green
the frog, right, okay. The frog, known for water, cleansing, rebirth, sensitivity, medicinal, hidden beauty, peace, adaptability, and of course metamorphosis. So that's a lot of good things there. All right, you got a giraffe. Oh, we got them in here. So obviously a lot of the African mammals, they're large mammals. We have great awareness of them, not just through zoos but literature. So they are very strong spirit animals. So the giraffe is known for intelligence and intuition, attaining the unreachable, sees the future, known for elegance and beauty. So that's all right, what do you have?
So, Lily, you got Lily here, you're gonna go.
Oh, Lily, what do you have, Lily?
I have a bear, but the bear has a
That's a
a
grizzly.
fish
You
in
have a
its
grizzly
mouth.
bear. So
So-
we just go with the bear. But
brown bear.
Not that black bears don't eat.
Or fish, it could be a fish too.
Could be a fish, I don't know. So, the bears are sensitive to Mother Nature's cycles. It's the embodiment of strength, and is fierce to a threat on its lair, and it holds the teaching of introspection. If it shows up in your life, pay attention to how you think, act, and interact. Okay. All right, what do you got?
Rabbit.
Rabbit, okay. Never leaves its burrow very far because, it could be in danger. So they have short lives. Fear is a dominant feature of the rabbit. Reminds us to examine our own fears to determine if they're hindering our progress, either spiritually or physically. Are your fears preventing you from accepting a new challenge? If so, let little rabbit make herself known to you.
Wow.
All right,
heavy.
Susan.
We need a new animal.
Duck.
Duck. Come on, it's got to have a duck. Oh, here we go. Known for its water energy, of course. Helper of seers.
Helper of what?
Seers, like wise men, wise
Okay.
people. Affectionate, community-oriented, can clearly deal with emotion. So again, behavior in ducks I saw in the fens over near Isabella Gardner Museum one time. I saw 2 ducks with a ton of little ducklings. Each of them had like at least 10 or 12. They cross paths. So then they keep going, and one little duckling was left, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is it going to get with the right mother, So I stood there for like an hour working, because it went with the wrong mother and got pecked away, and then finally it caught up with its own brood, so I was really glad.
You get 2 here. Elephant?
Oh, okay, elephant, okay. Again, elephant is known, of course, for strength and power, and those are obvious signs of the animals. So some of the animals have obvious signs. Loyalty, affection, wisdom, sense of history and pride, and reliability. Okay, you got one?
Kitty cat.
Oh, a kitty cat. Ooh. Cat. Guardianship and detachment, those seem kind of like opposite, right? Sensuality, mystery, magic, independence of course, astute and watchful. So there you go, that's some pretty good qualities. All right, Janelle?
The white wolf.
The wolf. Probably the white wolf has a more significance, but you'll probably just get the wolf. Known for loyalty, perseverance, intuition, spirit, an appetite for freedom, and can be a loner. So even though they're pack animals, there are some wolves that do stray alone. Okay, did you get? Oh, you got a, what do you have? Oh, you got the eagle. Now, obviously we know in all cultures the eagle is not necessarily the bald-headed eagle, but the eagle have been power animals, divine spirits, because they fly so high. You know, a bald eagle can fly to 10,000 feet. I mean, they fly really high. Sacrifice, connection to the Creator, intelligence, renewal, courage, illumination of spirit, known for healing, freedom, and risk taker. That's a pretty good one. Okay, how about you in this next row?
This is a moose.
You got the moose, huh? That's a good one to get. He's probably strong, right? Headstrong. Oh. Longevity, steadfast though, wise, has good self-esteem. You'd have to if you look like that, right?
Skinny legs and big fat body. Skinny legs.
Primal feminine energy and a crown chakra. Oh, we're getting into
Oh, all
like
right.
yoga stuff.
Oh, I like
So
that.
there you go. So in the back there? Oh, you got the tiger. Again, that's another pretty power animal. As we know, there's a lot of advertising takes certain animals, and cars are named after certain animals, like the Mustang or Exxon used to have the tiger, you know. I don't know how Tony the Tiger would work with that, but
Frosted Flakes, good. They're great.
Show 'em you're a tiger, show 'em what you can do. The taste of Tony's Frosted Flakes.
Shoot, Tiger.
Tiger. Strength, valor, of course, power, energy, devotion, royal, illuminated, but unpredictable. Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you very much.
More adventurous.